All right, I'm streaming again. Welcome to an episode of Drew's Desk. Um, I'm Drew, and I am going to show you some stuff on my desk right now. Check it out. There's my desk. Then this is my desktop. This is what I'm up to over here. Yeah, here's the desktop, and here's the close-up. So I want to show you right now Sacred Stack. This is a project I'm working on with the Media Economies Design Lab and Nathan Schneider in particular. Here's the front matter. This is an unlicensed image. I'm not gonna use that. But what I'm doing is going through this this booklet that Nathan's team created by interviewing these 7 different organizations, creating a cohort, paying the cohort to talk about their technology needs. And what they thought they were going to do was compile all that into best practices and share it with everybody. But what they found instead was that there were none of the information was able to be compiled into that. And so they wrote this book called Sacred Stacks. And what I'm doing right now is I've done the layout. So I did the layout over here on the computer. This is Adobe InDesign, and yeah, all these pages are just in Adobe InDesign. Okay. And then what I did, there you go. And then here's a little with all the, okay, right? And then I printed it out, did a very simple stitched spine, printed on my printer that does double-sided. And then I've been going through with my pencil, whatever this pencil is, and doodling in the margins, because once I kind of know what I want to draw, have a sense of some of the iconography and the things that I want to draw, I'm going to load it onto Procreate on my iPad, and I've got all the spreads, and then I'm going to draw over the spreads, remove the spreads from behind, and then just export the spreads without the spread on top, back on into InDesign on top of the spread. I mean, this is what if you stick around, you'll see me do it. But right now, we were just doing sketches on this. This is Hostile Territory. This is about, the violent paradigms that are at play within within our technology system that people have to be, cautious about. Homestead, home place. Really like this. I think I'm going to turn the cross. I think is a little, on the nose. But we could put. You can't really see that. You can put turn to the Facebook F. It's a little more fitting. really like this one. This is about this talks about disco co-op, the Disco Manifesto. That's an important read. The distributed cooperative organization. Behind each node or computer, there are living human beings with bodies that need nourishment, sleep, and affection. And these topologies represent how they relate, whether supported by online networks or not. So, capturing the people behind the screens. This is Homestead Home Place. There's like the underground. I think an interesting thing in the internet, right, is that there's all these like surveillance tech companies and like adversarial tech, but people still find ways to thrive inside of that. Bell Hooks talks about that as home place. Okay, decentralization, love, drawing nodes. And then I got these hands that are like maybe too much. We'll see how freaky I can get. Decentralization and centralization. You know, I don't know. Yeah, getting to the part where I have now not done as much. Oh, this is going to be like a giant cell, but like a human system inside. Stacks for whom? All right. Adoption and co-optation. These black boxes are tools, so they're sort of unrelated to the content. For instance, this one's transformative justice. It gives a little transformative justice involves addressing conflict and harm through collaborative processes among affected people without resorting to retributive punishment. The process involves not only the people directly involved in a case of harm, but also the community whose structure may have encouraged it. Okay. Yeah, and then there's like creative interventions, 1 million experiments, and then a quote from the one of the people that was interviewed in this. Adaptation and co-optation. The spread of new technology used to be described as diffusion. It started with some elite and then makes its way across society. Others have emphasized how much innovation is user-led. First, it comes from user communities, then corporate elites adopt it and commercialize it only later. But what we have experienced today is something else. The technologies that are supposed to help our communities gain real power over their stacks are the technologies many of us are not equipped to use. We are seeing something else happen now. Innovation by co-optation. Technological and economic elites have teamed up to create decentralized technologies. These often help them make money by skirting around the laws, by passing financial regulations or labor organizing, for instance. To justify these moves, they take advantage of communities, they tell the world that these technologies are for the people struggling to survive, for survival and justice. And that is why circumvision is needed. But we didn't build the tools or design them. When we try to use them, they do not make a whole lot of sense or work the way that we need them to. They were made in our name, but not actually for us. Meanwhile, the elites win power and influence by breaking society's rules, all while repeating the story that this is for our benefit. This makes me think of Uber, the gig economy, like the scooters. That's it. Man, the way the fucking scooters got introduced, they just, like, can you imagine? You're taking lithium battery powered electric scooters and just like dropping them off in a community and letting people like pay to drive around on them. Just like didn't consult the city, didn't consult any kind of like body that represented the people, just like what a entitled action. Just be like, oh yeah, here, we're gonna just put scooters everywhere. Oh, did you have a wheelchair? Were you trying to like get down a sidewalk that is not even adequately fucking maintained? Oh, well, that's fine. We're just gonna leave a scooter there. So the scooters, these fucking scooters, they're great. I mean, I love riding them. I mean, they're amazing, but the way those assholes put them on the street was something else. So yeah, so I have the big, the corporate guy, and in this page it's all about like, the money and building the thing to extract value, decentralizing just to like make a buck for themselves. But then, so we read this, and then there are these little rejoiners, and I'm drawing these like computer, kind of like old Mac computer people. Let's put one. Do you remember these? This was like old school Macintosh. And then he had his little eyes. What are they like? They're just two little squares. And then the nose that was up here. And he's like, hey, it's chill, bro. I'll show you some more later. Okay. So the AI, so we took like the previous paragraph, and then we had the AI read it, like a chat GPT, a language model read it, and we asked it, like, can you make a counterpoint to what we just said? So the AI replies, though there may be elites who use decentralized technologies to exploit others, there are also many who are using them to build more equitable and just societies. Decentralized technologies enable people to make their own choices, experience more self-determination, and be part of a more transparent and accountable system. Moreover, these technologies can be used to support grassroots organizing by giving people a platform to organize and share their stories, which can lead to greater social awareness and social action. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then they go on to talk about FTX. And then it shifts over and talks about how the story, they start to, the tech companies who are now skirting the rules, making all this money, then get to like create the story of what's going on. Like, when you're super fucking wealthy, you can just like, oh, drop $100,000 on the same day. You know, I'm going to give all this money to charity on the same day that like your price gouging whatever comes about. So they start to create the stories and start to describe what community is. And kind of like make a mono story, you know, homogenize, right? And there, it says here, there is not just one story anywhere. And then here's a quote from Raheem Buford. Is there another way to use blockchain technology so it's not just about the money, but about a way to empower, maybe to store identity or to verify identity, to do things that can remove as much of the government's tentacles in our lives as possible? I'm just trying to think of ways to use what is already here. But looking at how the space is used, I just see a lot of capitalism around it. I'm looking at the space to try and see where we fit. This is from the organization. This is Raheem from the organization Unheard Voices Outreach. So then, yeah, then we have this like money, and there's like money falling out of everything. You know, there's just going to be like a bunch of money around. And then there's like the story, and we can start to like make some speech bubbles. I really love doing like just a bunch of speech bubbles. Can I even zoom the zoomed in camera more? Do you like that? Let's see. Oh yeah, I can. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just drawing overlapping speech bubbles. Controlling the narrative, controlling the story. Newspaper, and I think we can just go with books. Books flapping open with their pages flying out. Yeah, there we go. And they're like 404 pages, you know. So I guess it actually might be more interesting for me to just then go to the next step in this process. All right, so we are going to look at sacred stacks, and when I angle the iPad thusly, it does not, you know, it doesn't catch that light as much. Transform, fit to screen. Oh, not quite. Well, you're seeing it live, folks. Oh, interesting. Okay. Seeing it live. So this should be flipped over. Oh, we gotta transform it. Flip vertically. Oh no, but then is that backwards for you? So we gotta transform it, flip it horizontal, and we're good. All right. Not giving me a lot of space here. So what we do is import sacred stack, find the spreads. Actually, should we go to that spread? Which spread should we do? I'll just pick one of them. I think. So this is under decentralization. I can just look up that spread. And it's real-time crowdsourcing. I don't know the page numbers on here. That would probably be the so yeah, so then I'm like, okay, there's the sketch. So let's come in here and start to play around with actually putting that down. Yeah, there we go. We'll have a bigger one if we need it. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay. So don't know where the middle is on these. I guess I could draw a line, and then you got to be careful to make sure you make a new layer. And we could even do a layer for the middle. Yeah, there you go. And a new layer on top. And then we get to just like, boom. The thing is, it does have a nice, like it'll do, you can hold it down and it'll do straight lines. You can just like drag the line. It's kind of nice, but it's a little time consuming. And I think sometimes you want the kind of shakiness of the artist's true hand. And then the cool thing is I can just like rotate it and always be, it's like always nice to be pulling, I think, making straight lines. I don't know. I guess you want to, yeah, you want to be, I don't know. By this point in my life, it's just like complete feeling. I wonder if I can put on like, can I put on music on my stream if it's like not a, you know, it's not Kendrick Lamar. So we find, so I have, oh, uploads. No, that's not gonna work. What even are these? Where the fuck are these come from? Artists. Let's listen to my friends. Chimney Choir is good, but I'm thinking. Let's just do Chimney Choir. See, this is here's the example. Like, you just don't own your music. You can't. We could just have a library that's all the music in the world, and we have to go through these asinine ways. Yeah, let's just listen to Dream. Okay, let's see. I have no way to tell if this is going to be like too loud or what. Whatever.
Behind the dawn, the stars escape. There's nothing left to find. We sit and watch the big blue waves rolling through the sky. Long ago, this used to be the bottom of the sea. For a little while, we drift above the limitless unknown. There was no good reason, just for fun, you tried to skip a storm. Across the sky, way down at the bottom of the sea. I dream there is a city where we go every night. Get all dressed up and stay out till the morning.
I'm trying to find how, like, to make sure that I'm not I'm trying to find my like YouTube control over here. Analytics.
I dream about Colfax Avenue. I dream about the rivers and the mountains too. I dream
Okay.
about making sweet love to you. I dream about black and white TVs. I dream there was a time that was made for me. I dream about Kerouac and Cassidy. I dream. I dreamed that I was driving up 285 and the city was an ocean floor that dried up into the sky. I know we're alive, I know we're alive because we all are swimming and we all are swimming. From the 4th of July clear through to Thanksgiving, I dreamed that there is time to explore all the places that our love has never gone.
I should really have a bleed on this, and that's the like outside of the paper that the line will go across, and when they're printing it they'll cut it, but you know there's like ever such slight shifts. Yeah, so like if I was going to print this thing, this part right here, and then I had it, you know, lines coming off the page, when the printer makes this book, they're going to print it on a larger sheet of paper and then cut the page out of it. And so if it stops right at where the edge is measured, it could be off by so much and there'd be a little gap. So I'm going to make a bleed. So I can make pixel. It's 2 millimeters. Where are we at? Bleed is what? .175. So I think 16 plus 4 on each side.
Then felt a little drop, but I did not see the shapes that were forming. High above the ridge, in the darkness, and without warning, until the wind shook the clouds, and the stars fell down from the ceiling. And the roar was so loud that the bells in my ears started ringing. And I grabbed what I could, and I just started running.
There we go. It's kind of nice with just the two. Okay. Can you hear me? Clunky, I know. Okay. Yeah, you probably can't hear me over the music. I wonder if I can just figure this out. I don't know. This isn't worth figuring out. We'll just have moments where I don't, if I'm talking. So yeah, do we want, like, look at the balance. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice with these two forms. This one being clean. Each of these points is like about decentralization. Like the opposite appears, the inverse. So blockchains decentralize control over a money system, but centralized by relying on protocol that everyone must use for it to work. Yeah. Okay. So let's see, what are we going to do? We are now going to export, share it's going to be a PNG file, and we're going to turn off this and the background layer, right? So this is all we're sending in, and actually we're going to turn off that too. So there's the extent of it. It's kind of interesting. These could all be little art pieces. Okay, turn off the background color, get that PNG, and then we just throw it right into the same fucking spreads. It'll have the same name if we're smart. There it is. Okay, there's the spread. And now let's pull it up over here. Oh, look, it's us just a moment ago in the past in design. So what spread was that? Let's find out. Oops. Uh-oh. We got crunchies and chewies over here. I'm trying the Cosmic Apple. Cosmic Crunch. Okay. Can actually zoom all the way out. See all the spreads. There it is, decentralization. Boom, that's the one. And then we simply find the place where we put it. it is. Cool. And then you remember that we gave it that bleed. So there it is. That looks right. Maybe do a little higher. Yeah. And it doesn't look great because of the preview mode, but I think we can just export. I'm going to define high quality print. Done. That's what we want to do. Export high quality print. I just have one like layout draft, and then I go through and I fit to the visible and 2-up continuous. I don't know why it doesn't let me do 2-up anymore. It's just weird. I'm gonna export it. And that's happening for some reason, but I think it works. Oh god. Okay, here it is. Yeah, that's right. But I want to see the spreads. View. 2-page. There we go. Looking good. These are all just sketches, so none of these are final products. Everything on here is just a sketch. Maybe this is good enough. I love this one. There we go. Yeah, fuck yeah, that looks great. Okay. I guess I could just keep streaming. It's gonna stop me. I've been at this for an hour. Nah, this is good. There, you saw that was the whole fucking workflow. Right? Done. So that's iPad sketch to iPad to on Procreate back into InDesign. That's a workflow. I can make that into a video. We can make that into a video. Let's do that someday. All right, my friends.